Phoenix ist ja schon was dumm, ja. Zumindest hier noch, ne? Ich meine, später ist er dann ja nicht mehr so dumm. In diesem Fall erinnert mich Phoenix irgendwie an Larry Butz. Der war ja im allerersten Ace Attorney auch von einer Frau um den Finger gewickelt. I found the police report. Police report added to the court record. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Dann gucken wir mal rein. Incident overview. Location District Courthouse Cafeteria. Daytime August 27. 4 p.m. Victim Diego Armando. Occupation lawyer. Suspect Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, age 19. Das war doch der Tag, wo Phoenix Dahlia getroffen hat und sie ihm diese Flasche gegeben hat. Details. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Also Armando oder Armando oder wie auch immer man den jetzt... Ich nochmal zurück. Ich wollte eine Seite zurückblättern. Diego Armando war ein Anwalt und hat Dahlia Hawthorne befragt. So verstehe ich das jetzt, ne? Ingested und wurde dann vergiftet, während er sie befragt hat, regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Okay. Ich weiß es, wie gesagt, echt nicht mehr. Aber ich meine, das ist eine ziemlich naheliegende Theorie, dass das Gift hier drin steckt und sie das dann einfach Phoenix gegeben hat, als sie ihm damals am 27. zufällig begegnet ist. Und deswegen hat sie wahrscheinlich auch die ganze Zeit gesagt, dass sie es gerne jetzt mal wieder zurück hätte, weil es immer noch ein Beweismittel ist, das sie vernichten möchte. Und er gibt ihr das die ganze Zeit nicht zurück, weil er denkt, es war ein Geschenk ihrer Liebe. You better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Oh no. Well, das ist jetzt unerwartet traurig.
No, then the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, I...
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. Go right ahead.
Madame Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet doggy?
Yes, I am. I think you heard me loud and clear. Not only am I saying you murdered Dog Swallow, but you also try to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this.
Ja, genau. Krokodilstränen hier.
Sorry, please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl's trying to ask what on earth the motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well, then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne.
How I met my Feeny. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago.
Oh, jetzt geht die Musik auch ab.
It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Oh, das war Phoenix, der das im Hintergrund gerufen hat. Sehe ich jetzt erst.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you will...
Hat da irgendwie im Hintergrund wahrscheinlich so mit den Händen vor dem Mund drüber gebrüllt.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her.
Okay. So until that time, you had been dating Doc Swallow.
Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind.
I mean, you're not wrong.
My critics have even tagged to calling me Judge Fickle.
Maybe you should look for a different line of work.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini.
The Great Judgini. Echt jetzt? Bescheuert, ey.
It's like we're destined.
To meet this very cool. Ich komme nicht auf Great Judgini klar. Courthouse reading room. It's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
It's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeney was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case...
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better treat carefully. Keep pressing. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing.
You're writing a paper? On what?
On the relationship between modern sendu poetry and the criminal underworld.
Yeah, totally.
That sounds like a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten.
Again with the midlife crisis stuff.
Mia, why did the girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, dear, so be sure to read it carefully.
The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. Okay.
So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that?
In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat.
Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeney is handsome.
Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen.
Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked.
He's telling the truth. It was truly shocking.
Wie habe ich das jetzt zu verstehen? Sieht die einfach nur furchtbar aus?
Beautiful mushroom, growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung.
Ich mache jetzt einfach mein Bier auf und tue so, als hätte ich das nicht gelesen. That's the best poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney. Weiß nicht, ob das jetzt unbedingt so schmeichelnd ist. Schmeichelhaft.
We've been going out ever since that fateful day.
Ja, weil du die Fiole wieder haben willst.
Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, none at all. We parted on very good terms.
But that can't be.
Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup.
Huh? Are you sure?
Yes, it seems that they both wanted it that way.
So the victim wanted to break up with her. Press further. So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you?
Well, you see...
What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife, even though she has 2 heads.
No one cares. That's awfully straightforward for the judge.
No one cares, Mr. Payne.
She didn't deny it. This must mean Doc Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature.
Listen to me, Mia. That woman is the judge in the palm of her hand, you see. So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in testimony.
Ja, I'm trying, but I'm not sure. Wenn ihr Ideen habt, bitte gerne jederzeit reinwerfen, was ich präsentieren soll und wo. Sit to meet in the record room. Ich guck mir nochmal den Police Report an. District Courthouse Cafeteria. Okay. Das muss doch irgendwie damit zusammenhängen. Aber wo präsentiere ich das? Vielleicht hier? Ich probiere das mal hier. Aha.
Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order, order, order! This is unbelievable. It's true then, the loveliest rose can hide the cruelest thorn.
Miss Fay, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me. Go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Expressed some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the 2 crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Oh, you really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks.
Dude, you could have just left that out.
I can hardly tell which is more than flesh.
I'm just gonna skip that. Fucking gross. Grossberg. The poisoning.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
Wow, what the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Mia, you're going with a true lawyer's aura, dear. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing.
The poisoning. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day.
What were you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger.
Why don't you tell us all what that incident was?
That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is straight from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne?
Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign.
Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you, schreit Phoenix mal wieder.
You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Phoebe, please.
Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons.
I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened.
How long were you gone?
I've already answered all these questions for the police, but if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes.
And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet?
What do you say, Miss Fay?
Toilet.
My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop. You heard the defendant, Miss Fay. Better luck next time.
Na, sie ist wahrscheinlich zu Phoenix. Phoenix hat sie wahrscheinlich getroffen und ihm das Dings gegeben.
Oh, Phoebe, please.
The police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with the testimony.
From what I hear, it was a liquid poison that is lethal. Just 2 teaspoons.
About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see. My bottle of aRdW says 1/2 fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh?
Poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison.
A special kind of poison? How so?
Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, and where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry, all I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that?
So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Naja, was ist mit Dougie? Vielleicht hat sie sich an Dougie rangemacht, um sowas zu kriegen. Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison?
I think that's a good enough reason, Madame Fay.
She's right, and I think we've all had enough of Miss Fay's questions.
So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison.
Then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great, now just how did a literature student get a hold of poison of all things? Ah, bestimmt muss ich das Profil präsentieren. Oh, ups, das war etwas zu viel. So weit wollte ich nicht. Da. Ich wette, wenn ich hier ihn präsentiere. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You.
Order. Could it be?
That's nothing but a baseless accuse.
May I say something, Madame Fay?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that. Nein, Spiel. Ich tu nicht so, als ich weiß schon, wo das jetzt hingehen muss.
Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Or unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
The police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where's the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
It's fucking this thing right here. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
Order in the court.
On behalf of Dolly, I object. Phoenix, geh einfach weg. Komm in 5 Jahren bitte nochmal auf die Bühne.
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Oh, damn, that's a bit harsh. Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is because of that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me.
Please give it back now.
What a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you.
No, that's a lie. Ah.
Aber würde es dann nicht mehr Sinn machen, dass sie nicht Doug, sondern ihn umbringen wollte?
The defendant, he's getting away. Bailiff, hurry after him.
Oh, Phoenix rennt weg.
Mia, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
Her boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no.
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What? It's terrible. Mr. Wright must have
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Achso, dann ist er auf sie zugerannt. Hat sich das genommen und ist davon gestürmt.
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now?